When lines come together, they often create shapes. Now, there are two broad categories of shapes: inorganic, which are also man-made, and organic, which are natural. Inorganic are shapes which we can easily recognize and that have a name and that have a definition. So, for example, a square, a rectangle, a triangle. But that's not the case for organic. Now, organic shapes are something that do not have a definition. So, for example, a leaf. Now, you find most of these kind of shapes in nature. But there are also some man-made objects that often take a natural shape or an organic shape. So, for example, the still life that's in front of us, the cloth, even though it's a man-made object, has a natural shape. Now, you can't exactly define it because if you look at the outline, it's quite fluid, it's quite irregular. And these irregular shapes are what we call natural and organic shapes. Now, when we're doing still life studies or observational drawing, we often break down our objects into the simplest shapes so that we can create guidelines for ourselves that makes drawing simpler. In the same still life that's in front of us, there's a cylindrical object and there's a cloth. So how can we break that down? So for example, let's look at the cylindrical object. What do you think is the basic shape? A simple rectangle. Now when I'm drawing the rectangle, I'm going to draw it to size. So I'm assuming that on my paper, the size of the cylindrical object is going to fit within this rectangle. Now if I were to draw the cloth and if I were to try and do it in a manner that is simpler than this, I would still try and attempt to use a few straight lines to create some simple guidelines for myself, which again is not a definite shape, but it can help me get from here to here. So after doing this, after creating the guideline for myself, I can again follow just the outline and create that natural shape that I see.